Today's tragic tale could be one of a few different things. It could be a heartbreaking mistake, it could be the biggest scam of all time, or the man we're talking about today might just be the most stupid man you've ever heard of. But I'll let you be the judge of that one. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and today we're talking about a 30-year-old man called Henry Gribben. This man attended a carnival run by New Hampshire-based Fiesta shows. When he was there, he spotted a game where he could walk away, possibly with an Xbox Kinect. The game was called Tubs of Fun, where he basically had to, throw balls in a tub. The idea was pretty straightforward, and he even managed to have a few practice throws to get the balls into the tub, and everything seemed to go fine. But that was until he played the game for real. What would happen, however, is that he'd throw a ball into the tub, and when it goes in the tub, it would bounce back out again. Which is particularly strange because it seemed to work perfectly fine when he was doing his test throws. But why not now? Very strange indeed. He, lost, and his shiny new Xbox Kinect seemed so far away. He decided to go double or nothing and try to chase his losses to win back the money he'd previously lost. Which I can say from personal experience is not a good idea. If you gamble with that mindset, you are pretty much destined for failure. Don't chase those winnings, save your pennies for another day. It wasn't pennies that Henry was dealing with here. In the matter of just a few minutes, he'd managed to spend $300 trying to win this carnival game. $300 is a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a carnival game, let alone if the prize you're aiming for is an Xbox Kinect of all things. Which at the time probably didn't cost much more than that anyway, so he could have probably just gone out of his way and just bought a Kinect if he really wanted one that badly. But then the other question is, why would you want a Kinect that badly? I can appreciate that he was probably flustered, upset or embarrassed by the fact that he'd already sunk so much into this that he wanted to walk away a winner. If you objectively look at this, you have just spent $300 on a carnival game and lost. If you had an inkling that this might be the case, it might be rigged, then maybe you would think twice about putting more money down and just putting this down as a bad experience. Henry wasn't about that life, and he was absolutely sure that he was going to walk away a winner. So he left the carnival, went home, pulled out his life savings, and returned to win a prize. Oh my god, if you thought this was rigged, just stop! Please stop! It's only going to get worse. You just get caught up in the whole, I've got to win my money back. You're expecting the kids to win a few things, let the kids have a good time. It just didn't turn out that way. Things are about to go pear-shaped for Henry, and that joke would have been a lot funnier if one of the prizes you could win was a giant pear, but that is not the case here. So yes, he returned with his life savings, which at the time was about $2,300, and he would put that down to see if he could finally win this throw a ball in the tub game. And of course, he won! No, actually that was a lie, he lost everything. I can imagine the guy running the carnival game has probably never seen anything like this, and has walked away with probably the best paid day that he's ever worked. I can even imagine that most of the prizes in this carnival game probably don't even add up to the amount that this guy decided to spend just to win a single time. So, you have one very silly man who spent his life savings on a carnival game, who now claims that the game is rigged, and that they stole his money from the carnival game he kept playing, and chose to play despite losing $300 the first time round. Fiesta shows, the organisers of the carnival, have said that the games are run by an external independent contractor who sets everything up, but had investigated what had happened and got to the bottom of the barrel, or tub in this case. They did an investigation into the carnival game, and at the end of it, found that, as far as they were concerned, there was nothing involved which would try and rig the game against Henry. They said that it was pretty genuine, and it was just unfortunate that he had lost this much money in such a short space of time. They even commented on the fact that for all the years that they've been running, they've never had a situation like this happen before. Or what I think they were going to say was, they never met a man like Henry before. You know what, even though he'd spent his life savings on a Carnival game, which I think most people would be surprised at anyway, you have to give him this, that the man's determined and he wanted to make sure that he could go away a winner, which, you know, you've got to give him some props for that, even if it's at the expense of everything you own. While the investigation was ongoing, the Tubs of Fun game and the contractor were not allowed to set up shop whilst they were being investigated. When Henry returned to complain about what had happened, surprisingly, they actually refunded him $600, which, being perfectly honest, they probably didn't even have to do. But I can imagine that they must have felt sorry for the guy, coming back and, well, asking for his life savings back. From a Carnival game. Alongside the $600, they also gave him a prize. And you'd think, you know what, this guy spent so much money to get that Kinect, why don't we just give him that? Nope, they did give him a prize, but it wasn't the Xbox Kinect. It was a giant plush banana with dreadlocks. Yeah. So at least he got a prize for something from the Carnival game, even if it cost him $2,000 in the process. Look, I can understand that he is probably a principled man and wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to get ripped off and that he could do everything he could to try and make up for lost ground. But as this picture shows, he's got a family, and if you're willing to throw away that much money on a Carnival game, then I think you need to get your priorities in order. However, this isn't the end of the story. A good fortune would finally come Henry's way in the form of a satire website, most of you may have heard of it, called College Humor, who offered to buy the banana from Henry for $2,600 if their post on Facebook got 26,000 likes. This viral campaign very quickly gained ground, and surprisingly, they actually managed to reach the target. They got over 26,000 likes on Facebook, meaning that College Humor, as promised, should have gone ahead and, well, buy the banana off Henry. And true to their word, they did. The actual video of the purchase doesn't seem to be on College Humor anymore, but the website Mary Sue has an old article with a photo of this happening. So I can only assume that the viral stunt was pulled off. College Humor not only went through with the actual trade and bought the banana off him for $2,600, but as a nice additional gift as well, they decided to buy Henry an Xbox Kinect, which is lovely. And at the end of the day, in this long-winded tribulation that he had to go through, somehow in the end he'd managed to get himself his elusive Kinect just by dumping all his life savings and miraculously getting it back again. Although I probably wouldn't take inspiration from the guy, it's a nice ending to something that could have gone very, very wrong. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you want me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. So, just out of interest, I've actually just googled how much a giant plush banana would cost you. And well, if you want a giant Rastafarian banana, apparently it will only cost you about $500. So that's good to know next time you're in a Carnival game and you decide to start spending hundreds of dollars on the prize, that it was about $500. So Henry's actually got himself a pretty good deal there. For me, I probably wouldn't want to spend that much on a giant banana, so I'll just stick with the real thing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.